Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back. Got another bike to add to my series where I ride a 10-mile hardish enduro loop, and this time it's going to be on my 83 XR200 that I just got done. I just put a clutch in this thing yesterday, actually last night, and took it for a quick spin, and I noticed it runs way better than before. Obviously it's not slipping, so it feels like I have a lot more power everywhere compared to that first ride, which was still actually pretty good. So we're gonna get this thing on the loop today, and it's about 82 degrees right now, pretty humid, so it's gonna be a hot one. Conditions are really dry, so it should work in this bike's favor. I don't have any really long, loamy climbs to do. Most of it's hard packed, so we're gonna expect this thing to be able to climb up most of it. I might have to skip some of it, but we'll see. We're gonna try everything, I think, at least once. Some of the downhills might be a little sketchy, being that the brakes on this are both drums. They work pretty decent, but that front fork likes to dive a lot, so we're going to see how it goes. We're going to start out on the beginning of it here as normal. Climb this hill and get up into the woods, and then we're going to loop all the way around and pretty much end where we started here. But enough talking. I'm going to get on the bike and put you on the helmet, and I'm going to try not to talk all that much. I'm just going to try to give some commentary of what hills we might have to hit, and if I have to make any detours. I hope you enjoy, and we'll see what this bike can do. I have faith in it that it's going to make it. Alright, so like I said, I put the clutch in it. We got that fresh back tire still, but the front is still the stock Cheng Shin on here. It seems to do pretty good. Like I said, it's really dry, so it really shouldn't be an issue today. Climb up here. Yeah, it's a long ascent here, and once we get up into there, we'll be in the shade at least, so it'll be a little cooler. All right, here we go. Able to hit second all the way up that without any slipping. Before, that thing would have been slipping like crazy. Get a feeler for these brakes going down some of these longer hills here. Too bad. Growing in back in this section, you really can't see what's on the ground. Waiting for a log to stick out and grab me. I can't see underneath all this underbrush. I need to ride this more. Second gear is going to be my go-to for most of this. First gear is almost really too low for most of it, unless I'm stuck on the side of a hill, but now that the clutches are slipping, second gear is going to be just right. Front tire wants to come up. A lot easier than before. We got a good hill climb here. Try it in a second. Way up out of there. Ooh, that rut's getting deep. And we got nice flowy stuff here for a little while. And if you've seen this video for this loop before in any of my other videos, you'll know at the beginning it's a warm up and it eventually goes into a lot more technical stuff. So if you're seeing this and we're expecting hard enduro, it's coming. It's harder stuff's coming, but this is just to get over to the hard stuff. Hardish stuff, I should say. So stick with me. If you got to fast forward, that's fine. But you're going to miss some nice trails if you do. Riding this thing over the past week, getting used to it, and I'm starting to get used to the suspension. I had to mess with the front a little bit, put some air in the forks, and that helped with the compression. The rebound's still a little bit too fast for my liking, but I'll manage. Back shock is actually working pretty perfect, I'd say. Can't get over how well this bike can soak up a lot of the smaller junk that's on the trail, even at like a decent speed. I don't even feel it. It's just, like I said before, it's like riding on a marshmallow with this bike. Clutch is awesome. Fourth and fifth gear would slip a lot. If I got on the gas while I was cruising like this, it would just kind of rev up and not really do anything. Now it just hooks everywhere, like it's supposed to. up through here. This is where this bike's really fun. Almost just leave it in third gear here and just keep the throttle pinned almost. It doesn't have overwhelming power to kill you, but you can keep your momentum up, you can keep a lot of speed going. Bit of arm pump, moving through there at a pretty decent pace. So it's pumping up a little bit, but I've had worse. Okay, we're coming up on our first bigger long hill climb, kind of similar to the one we just did actually. So it's just a long ascent, and you got a rut right in the middle you got to deal with. So probably going to be a first gear hill, because I don't know if it's going to have, I don't think 15 horsepower is going to cut it going all the way up this thing in second gear. I guess got to slither back through some of this stuff first. It's right over here. Get up there. Go. Oh man, trying to keep my balance over the rear wheel, but not too far because it just wanted to keep coming up. So I was kind of like hunched over the bars and slid back to try to keep that happy medium so it wouldn't loop out. But it made it. It made it slow, but it made it. First gear worked. Alright, now we go down the creek a little bit here. Arm pumps coming in. Can't believe I didn't bottom out on that. Alright. That was second gear. Just had enough steam. Alright, so those are pretty decent hills that just got out of the way. So we got more to deal with later, but that's pretty promising. We just got to go back down through this section we were just in for a second here. And it forks off a different way down here. Got a hill climb here. I'm just going to try to blast up in second. Try to hit it with some momentum. There we go. Awesome. Across our big first tree here to cross. Yeah. Everything looks alright. Losing feeling in my right hand. A new little addition we added on here to the loop. You can see it on this one first. This is perfect for this little bike through here. Not real beaten in yet. And it's all off camber right here, if you can't tell. Camber. Give my hand a rest there a little bit. Got traction for days here. Little rock garden here. Another little tricky spot. Gonna dip down into this ravine. Basically right back up that hill. Take it a little easy right here. There we go. Oopsie. Hit those loose rocks. There. This one's a little deceiving. It's not real steep, but it's got a lot of loose, round style rocks on there. We're just going to go down and hit it from the bottom here again. Rock garden. And we go back into the shade here. More off camber fun. got a little dip down coming up into the ravine again. This is another in and out real quick, and it's a lot longer than that last one. So let's see if we can get out of it. Probably a first gear. I might need to crawl up it a little bit. All right, some momentum. Breather here for like 2 seconds. There. Not sure what that was about. Seems like just above idle, if I'm not on the gas and I'm just starting to get on it, like just as you start cracking the throttle open, if it's bumpy, it'll hesitate, like it's having a hard time picking up fuel there. Doesn't do it all the time. Just gotta be mindful of that. Gotta keep the gas open before tree crossings and big hills and stuff, so I don't fall flat on my face. Cool off in the creek. Whoopsie. I stalled her. Got got a big hill right here, or a big tree to cross. More creek. Rocks are pretty slimy through here, so I'm just kind of idling through. Camber going off that thing with a log in the middle. Arm pump. We got turkeys. Bike feels great in this real tight stuff. Just whip it around. Alright, we got another in and out here with a climb right after again. That. Make a quick adjustment to my rear brake. Just gotta put it in a little bit further so it grabs a bit sooner. I'm actually gonna get a water brake here too, real fast. Let's keep the camera rolling. We got some grueling parts up here to deal with. Like I said, it's probably mid 80s right now. Yeah, that'll stop you. The spokes. I didn't break nothing, did I? Nope, we're good. pretty much straight up right there. Good thing it's dry. Just didn't have the speed to get up that if it was slick at all. It just clawed its way up. Dropped down into one of my favorite spots of the whole loop. One of my many favorite spots. Is really nice creek to crawl around in down here, followed up with a pretty big hill climb that I might attempt. I can't guarantee I'm going to make it, but we're going to try it, I think. Haven't decided if I'm going to try it in first or second. Guess we'll see what kind of momentum we got. Do hit it. A lot of nice scenery down here too. Alright, that big hill's right up here. Let's see what kind of what momentum I can hit it with. I'm going to try this first part at least in second gear. We'll see. That wasn't any good. That was pitiful. Pitiful attempt. I might have to try it one more time. Got a little squirrely down there at the bottom. You don't have a good run at this hill. That's what makes it so challenging. It wouldn't be that bad if you could hit that straight on with a lot of speed. But what fun is that, you know? Get a little feeling back. Maybe I got to hit that in second all the way. So I downshifted there towards the top. It just killed all my speed, but I don't know if it's going to have the speed to get up over those roots at the top. We're going to try it. Almost. And I even took the cheater line too. The hard line's right there. Oh well. I think I got to skip this one today. We still got some difficult stuff to deal with, and I don't want to wear myself out on here. We'll get this turned around and on our way. Now I was able to make this hill years ago on my 87, but we used to have a better run at it at that time, so that probably helped, and this wasn't as chewed up as it was. That was over 20, probably 25 years ago. So 25 years of erosion on that hill. A little bit different now. good enough. Okay. We're just going to continue on. Might be the most difficult hill on the loop, if I'm remembering. There's a couple other ones that might give me fits, but that one's a pretty nasty one to deal with unless you have the right line, momentum, and all that going up it. Pretty tricky section down here, almost a straight drop into this creek, and then you get about a bike length and you got to go right back up out of it. Go slow here. Ooh, we got to crawl up out of here. Easy to hop trees with this bike. Got a real big tree here. Wow. He almost stalled out on me there. We got a twisty hill here and you got to kind of have to crawl up. You don't get a good run at this one either, but it should be doable today. Let's see. XR is taking all of it. Another descent here. great in this kind of stuff right here. Basically deer trails you're riding on, and it doesn't have that insane power where it's ripping your arms off through this stuff, so you can, it just rolls on the gas nice and easy. Thing's super light, and I'm not getting as tired as I thought I'd be. A couple more trees to cross here. Kinds of trees through there. Alright, this next hill I gotta hit with speed. I'm gonna do this in second gear. I gotta be hitting it hard here, so it's pretty much a vertical hill. You probably can't tell on camera, but it is. Made it. That is an extremely steep hill you can't see on camera, and if you don't have the speed to do it, you're screwed. That's what happened to me on my brother's TW200. I got stuck at the top of that. Nice having a smaller bike do this stuff. Don't have to duck as much. Tricky 90-degree here over a tree. Alright, we got another climb from a dead stop basically. Get up over the front wheel. No problem. Little break before we get into probably my favorite part of the whole loop down here in this ravine. Pretty big gorge of a creek, big rocks and stuff. Unlike everywhere else I've been, it's a different look to the trails here. Before I drop down, I am going to get another water break. I am dying of thirst right now, and my right arm is numb. I should probably do a battery check too to make sure I got enough juice on that. We threw a fresh battery in, so we'll be good for the rest of the loop. We got about a quarter of the way left, and some pretty nasty climbs coming up here out of this creek. We're basically going to loop around up here, slither up that hill, come back and drop back down and ride the gorge down. going down this hill. Probably can't tell how steep this is on camera, but as soon as you start free falling, you can't really stop. So control that. Okay, brakes worked. It's always good. Another sketchy part. Dropping back down into that ravine. And we got this little cliff to deal with. Take it slow. Okay. Alright. Past this. Not messing anything up. Okay, here we go. This is the closest thing to real hard enduro we have back here. It'll surprise you if you're not careful. A lot of sharp ledges and holes to deal with. Every time it rains, it changes it. Alright, got another good climb out of the creek here. Definitely a first gear climb for this bike. Alright, now we have another long climb coming up here. I'm going to try it. Probably going to try it in second. I'm just going to blast it full throttle. It's a long hill, and I might have to try to downshift halfway up. Let's see if little 200 can make it. I made it a lot further than I thought I would. Try to walk it up here. Going down sketchy is going up. Yeah, I don't know if that's going to happen either. See if I can maybe get it walked up on this side. Oh, that's the hump right there. If I can get over that, we'll be good. Ooh. Almost. I'm gonna get it started up here and we should be good. That was second gear pinned. It just run out of steam at the top, or the middle, I should say. If it wasn't as Rudy, I think she would have made it.
All right. Oh, I'm spent after that. Just gonna continue along here. Can't say I ever held a XR200 wide open like that in second gear. It almost hit like a, let's say, a power band. Had like an extra gear there, but just not enough for that hill. Still pretty impressive though. 15 horsepower got me up that far. I just know the video's not doing that hill or any of the other ones justice for how big these things are for this bike. Okay, we got another one here. Might be the last really hard one to do. Try crawling up it. Here we go. Right. So it's pretty clear that the only kind of hills this thing can't do are the really big momentum hills. It just doesn't have the power to dig in when it starts losing that momentum. But those hills that you got to crawl up, like that one, ones where you can't get a big run, you got to rely on like tractoring up it. This bike is great for those. Does those no problem really. Tricky off camber downhill stuff here. Take it slow too. Get too far out of whack, you end up over the hill, and then you're really screwed. It's good that it's dry today. Usually that's all loosey loamy dirt there. Gonna put it in billy goat mode in first gear and just crawl along. Ease on the gas. We're on the home stretch now. little 200 made it. We only had to skip 2 hills. The one I was able to at least get up halfway and push it. So right down there is where we started. I'm just going to hang out right here. I don't feel like going back up that hill. So, but we made it. Getting feeling back in my arms. Well guys, that concludes the 10-mile hardish enduro loop completed on the 83 XR200R. Really only had to pass up 2 hills that I couldn't make it up on its own. That first one being, well, both actually being momentum hills, and that's kind of where really the only spot this bike lacks is the momentum hills, where you need either the extra speed at the bottom or the horsepower when you're about halfway up to still have it to get on the gas. Everything else though, it just crawled up at no issues whatsoever. First gear or second gear, those slimy hill or the slithery hills where you kind of have to serpentine up the side of a hill, like switch back upwards. This thing's great at that because it doesn't rip your arms off, and it's small enough and easy enough to turn and just kind of slither right up with it. So those work. It works great on those hills. I'd say I made it. That was like 90. We'll say 98% of the loop this bike did, and it's the smallest bike to make it that far. I think I tried it on my brother's TW200. I had to skip more hills with that thing. That one was geared really tall. This one's geared perfect for the woods, pretty much. That one's a street bike, obviously, so you really can't keep it in the same class as this. But this one's just geared just right for the woods. And there was an XR250 that did most of that too a couple months ago. I didn't actually ride it, but someone else I was riding with had an old XR250, so it did most of that loop. So this is the smallest bike to do that much of it. So that's a pretty big feat for 15 horsepower. I know a lot of people rag on the 200 for being, you know, quote unquote a beginner's bike, which, you know, it can be, but it can also do a lot of that stuff. It held its own, so I'm very pleased. This one I'm definitely going to do if I can sign up in time, I'm definitely going to try to do the vintage hair scramble up at Mid-Ohio this year. That new clutch made this thing hook up awesome, and now it's just a matter of probably getting the front tire switched out before that, and I should be good to go because everything else feels pretty good. So stay tuned for that, guys. Thanks for watching. Hopefully, if you're still with me, if you're not a subscriber, you hit that subscribe button. I plan to do more bikes on this loop as always, so stay tuned. I'll have more wrenching videos as well. Probably going to be working on another Suzuki here pretty soon. If anybody's watching, PE250 I think might be next, and we'll catch you in the next video. Thanks for watching.